Welcome to a Fish Out of Water podcast. This is your host, Richard Lippman. Today we're interviewing Anita Rivaroli. Sponsored by Camera Museum of London at 44 Museum Street. Tell us, Anita, about your filmmaking background.
Okay, so I'm an Italian screenwriter and director, and actually I study at the Centro Sperimentale di Cinematografia, which is one of the biggest cinema school in Italy, as a screenwriter. So my background is that I write and wrote a lot, and I became a director as a self-learner. We Are the Thousand is my debut in the feature-length documentary.
How did you get involved with We Are the Thousand?
Well, I am in the project from the very beginning, as I know Fabio since high school. We are from the same hometown. So when he had this crazy idea, he went to some friends and asked them to join the team. So I was one of these friends that joined the project from the very beginning. So yeah, at the beginning I was in charge to shoot the video clip that was put on YouTube and went viral. So yeah, at the beginning I joined, the project to do that, and after a while I understood that the story was bigger, and I wanted to dig deeper in the all these crazy things we were building. So I decided to change my plans and start a documentary.
Do you remember the first words Fabio Zaffagnini? I think that's how you pronounce
Zaffagnini.
Zaffagnini. Do you remember the first words he said to you about the project when you first talked to him?
Oh, well, we were, I remember it was summer. We were together in a bar because, our hometown is close to the coast. So it was summer, it was hot. And he was just saying, Anita, I would like to do something with a lot of musicians. I would like to attract the attention of the Foo Fighters. And I don't know. I don't know how to do it, how to make it, but I know that I would like to record one of their songs played by a lot of musicians and do like a play in order to ask them to come and play in our hometown, because you have to know that Cesena, which is the name of this small town we are from, is tiny. It's a small city, in the middle of Italy. So, I mean, to see big rock bands like the Foo Fighters, you have to go to Milan or to Rome. So these are the closest city we have to to attend a big concert. So anytime we had to drove miles and miles to reach these cities, and Fabio wanted to convince them to come to this very small town. So yeah, and at the beginning I was really surprised. I laughed because I said to me, okay, yeah, great idea, but I mean, it's nonsense. We won't make it. It's difficult. So I was really, doubtful at the beginning.
Yeah. In the end, you did make it.
Yeah.
How long did it take from the idea to when the Foo Fighters arrived, or from the idea to when all the musicians arrived and performed?
Okay. So we start one year before. So it was 2014. The big flash mob took place in 2015 in July, and the Foo Fighters came in November the same year. So I mean, we prepared all in 1 year, which meant the hardest part was finding the money. So we did the crowdfunding. we collect 4,000 euro, which was at that time nothing to organize such a big event. But in some way we made it, because, for example, for what concerned my job, I asked a lot of colleagues and friends to join my team, just for free or for very less wage, because we couldn't afford a proper video crew. And I wanted to do a great video. So I asked a lot of favors to friends that they came, because the idea was so absurd, so bizarre, and in a way they were curious to see what would happen. I mean, it was so weird, a kind of a project that they joined.
And later on, did you manage to secure some funds to make the film? I see there was support from some local bodies and government authorities.
Yeah. I mean, that was the very beginning. We had no money, and I tried to organize my stuff as much better as I could. But after that, when I started planning to shoot a documentary, for sure I found the production, which is the production that brought me to IDFA and to other prestigious festival, which is Indica from Italy. And then we asked for funds. So I mean, we followed the ordinary path you have to follow in order to make a movie.
Yeah, very interesting. And it's actually a few years later that it gets shown in IDFA. Is that correct?
Yeah, it took a while, actually, because as I told you, I started in 2015. It took a while. It was because at the beginning I was by myself, auto-producing, to deal with myself. At a certain point, I realized I couldn't make it by myself, and luckily I found Indica. And it took a time, because I mean, to find fund, especially in Italy, is not that easy. So it means at least 2 years, and time passes by.
Yeah, but the Foo Fighters came in as well. But you said to find funds, but you shot it within the year. What did you need the funds for specifically? Was it to edit the video? Was it to promote the film, or what was the money used for?
The money was to edit the film, for the post-production, the promotion, everything, because you say it right. I mean, I filmed with no money, basically. And but I need to take time to edit the video. I had, I mean, I don't remember, terabytes of footage. So it took a while to find the final cut. To me, maybe because I was at my first documentaries, I don't know, but it took a while to find the right perspective to tell this story. And
and what about the interviews? Did that come in a bit later, or was it filmed during the year?
Half and half. I mean, I started filming in 2015. I mean, also the interview with the musician on black screen, I started, but because I wanted to listen to everybody, it took a while. And also because, I mean, they were from all over Italy, and sometimes from Swiss, France. I mean, it wasn't easy to reach all of them. So I had to organize, shooting session. And I mean, so it took at least two years to interview all the musicians who took part of in the first event.
And the production company that worked with you were called, was there a name for them?
Indica.
That was Indica. And as it goes to show, coming back to the theme and story of We Are the Thousand, that an idea can generate a snowball, and that snowball can generate a huge collective action. to make things happen. Can you tell me why are the Foo Fighters popular in your area? Are they...
Yeah, I mean, to be really, really honest, I wasn't a fan of the Foo Fighters before I met Fabio. Fabio is a huge fan, and actually, yeah, they are pretty popular in Italy. Anytime they come to have a gig, they are sold out, and they are pretty loved in Italy. But I wasn't that much a Foo Fighters lovers before. Fabio brought me to some concert of them, and then what he thought, I think he was genial in thinking that, because he said, Anita, I want to do this big, massive tribute. And I think Foo Fighters are the right ones, because they are they like to interact with fans. They don't act like rock stars. They're more the next door guys. So I think they are the right people to interact with. They will respond to our call. So he was sure about that. Me, no, I wasn't that sure, actually. To me, it was everything at the beginning very unpredictable.
Okay, it sounds like they weren't your typical arrogant rock band who kind of keep a distance between themselves and the fans. They were much more, closer to the people, so to speak. Okay, can you tell me about, and I'll come back to that a bit later, Anita, can you tell me what the best and worst moments of making the film was?
Okay. Best moments. Well, I would say that I follow Rockin' 1000, which became a proper rock band for 4 years. But the first event, the first gig we did, that one on the field, was the best moment I had in filming this project, because it was really, 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 as Americans say, organic. It was true. It was we did it for passion, for just to make something without any economic purpose. It was really, really true. So we enjoyed a lot being there those weeks. I mean, it took 1 week of preparation and 3 days of of the events. So it was magic. That part was magic, and it was the first time I met all these musicians. So for 1 year, we interact with them through websites online. So we build this crowdfunding campaign, we build the website, and then we start to chat with these people. So it was all online. So that day was the day we met with the musicians. So it was moving, it was thrilling and stuff. So yeah, I remember that day as maybe the best moment. And after that, I had to be more organized in my shooting. So, well, let me see, the worst part. I don't know. There was, it was always, when you run out of money, you are always very worried in how to make it, how to pay people. I mean, it was we started from the bottom. And so, yeah, that worried me a lot the first 2 years before finding the production. And maybe I recall, yes, I recall I was really worried when we did the first rehearsal, and for the first time, we tried to rehearse with the drummers, and it was totally mess. So at that point, my team did such an effort that I was very disappointed, because I was, oh my God, this sound is shit. We won't make it. So at that point, I thought we won't make it. And I went to Fabio and I said, Fabio, I mean, I don't know. I will keep recording, but to me, the sound doesn't work. So we were a bit worried. And at that point, the orchestra director, which you have seen in the movie, the guy with the curly hair, he went to us and reassured us, saying, guys, don't worry, we will try to rehearse all the afternoon. Trust me, I will find a way to keep this guy going on sync. So because we had a lot of problem, we didn't have the headphones, because and in a way we make it. So at the end we make it. We find a way to put the drummer all in sync. And when the drummers were in sync, I mean, the orchestra start to playing perfectly.
I see. And were you shooting the documentary yourself at some point in the beginning?
You mean where?
Were you shooting it? Were you filming it yourself, or were other people filming it?
Yeah, I had a crew. I mean, I film something by myself, but to record the performance, we were in 10, obviously, because 1,000 people on a field, they takes at least the dimension of a soccer field. So it was a huge space, and I wanted to cover it as much as I can. So I involved 10 more operators, which I told you, friends, colleagues from my cinema school and stuff. So we had 10 cameras, and yeah.
And what cameras did you use? Were they all the same?
No. At that time, as I told, I hadn't money to rent all the equipment, so we shoot mainly in 5D Canon, which were very, not so professional cameras, but we couldn't afford nothing more, and so we had mainly that and Alpha Sony 7. I mean, they were different. Unfortunately, I couldn't do better at that time.
And the sound, how did you get sound for that? Was it difficult to capture?
Was really difficult, but fortunately there was a crew, a very well-staffed crew, which meant the sound at the end was amazing. So we were all very, very happy. We had this staff that they are used to do big concert, big events. So we had the fortune to have them in the team. They came for free also. Yeah. And it was a fortune for the project, because they were able to take all the sound from any instruments, and after that they mix it. I mean, we had a proper post-production for the sound.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
This will be good.
Good it was news. A big circus. Yeah.
Yeah. It will be good news for filmmakers to know how you got going with this. Up and running. Who were your influences? Like, did you have any documentary in mind, or person, or image in mind whilst you were making this film? Did you seek advice?
Yeah.
Were you inspired by divine intervention? or even human intervention, like Fabio obviously was a big influence. It sounds like his energy was incredible.
Fabio had a great energy for the project. He basically convinced lots of people of joining, and this was like a very strong influence and push to go forward, to keep on going in doing this stuff. Actually, as I told at the beginning, I wasn't I mean, the documentary came after. I mean, I at the beginning I was just in charge for the shooting of the video clip, so I was very focused on that. But where we were preparing the event, I understood, oh guys, I need to change some plans. I need to do other shooting from another perspective, because this thing is going big. And yeah, for sure. I mean, I when we were on that field, we dreamt a little bit of, I recall the Woodstock documentary, because when we was among all those musicians, it was a unique experience that we never experienced before. Because even if you go to festival, we go to a lot of music festival, especially, maybe you are from UK, Richard.
Yes.
Yeah, UK is really wild. That you do wild festival, but for example, in Italy, they are really controlled, and I know we felt the Woodstock atmosphere that we hadn't felt in lots of festival, as I can say. So when I was shooting, I recall that for sure it was an influence.
Yeah.
But what we were doing was
Woodstock. I mean, did you ever see footage from Woodstock, like films from Woodstock, photos?
There's that big documentary, 3 hours long, which is called Woodstock. I think in Italian is Love and Peace.
And it reminded you of that?
Yes, because there was all these people together, hugging, singing, playing, having fun. We were, especially now that we are in this COVID moment of our life, which is impossible to hug to each other. When we were among all these people, it was completely free. It was on a field. There wasn't police. You hadn't to pay nothing. It was totally free. I mean, you don't experience that much this kind of atmosphere. I mean, me, for my experience, I don't know you, but it was
rare. Yeah,
it was rare. Yeah, in a way, it was rare, and it reminds me of that. And
even in the UK, I don't believe there's such a similar atmosphere. It's quite controlled. People in their groups, it doesn't feel, you know what I mean? I think We Are the Thousand felt much more fun.
It was. The first year was totally fun because, no one believed at the very end in the project. I mean, police, institution. We were like this wild, a little bit, I don't know say the word in English, but like funny guys who wanted to do something bizarre. And we had the chance to do everything we wanted in that big area, and it was really fun. You felt that unique atmosphere. And after that, we start doing concert in stadium. So the format changed, and it's different. It's more, an experience. It's a totally different experience, I can say.
Yeah. And Anita, I'd like to know, is the original crowdfunding video available currently? Because I'm looking for it. I can't quite find it, and I think it would be very interesting to see it.
You mean the crowd, the people?
The crowdfunding video that you made.
Sorry. Yes, it's really amatorial, but maybe you like this kind of. You like this kind of. Yeah, I can send it to you. It's on YouTube. If you type, let me see, crowdfunding, Rocking 1000, crowdfunding.
Because, we have
the launch of English subtitle. Let's see, because it was in Italian at the beginning. I can send you the link.
Yes, please. That would be great.
Yeah. Where are we? Chat. Yeah. Voila.
Obviously, I will add the trailer and then the original link as well here, which is crowdfunding. One moment. And then finally, hang on a sec, I'm just just put this, here it is. Okay, got it. Great. Yeah, that's great. Thanks, Anita. Tell us, did you meet David Grohl in the end? And what did he say to you? What was the first thing Dave said to you and Fabio? Or was it Fabio? Did you document that moment when you finally got in contact? He must have been amazed. And he was, obviously, and I saw.
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, we met the band and Dave Grohl in Walla Walla, Seattle, because what happened after we put the video online on YouTube, it went viral in few hours, and we got a response from the Foo Fighters the day after. The day after, they just wrote us online and say, "Oh guys, what have you done? It's crazy, blah, blah, blah." And after few days, we received an invitation from the Walla Walla council, the town, to get to Walla Walla because the Foo Fighters were playing there in few days. So, I mean, thank you.
Was that all expenses paid? I mean, were they
Yes.
flying you there?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. It was me, Fabio, and another girl from the team. So it was a small group of us that flew to Walla Walla, and then we met the Foo Fighters just before a concert. So we went in the backstage with them, and you can see it also in the documentary. I mean, Dave Grohl was really enthusiastic and curious to understand how we make all that. So we talk a lot. Fabio explained a lot about, all the complication we had to record the sound, to make the shooting, to collect all the people. He was interested in understanding all the technical detail we had to go through. So I was there with my camera. I shoot that interview, and it was amazing. It was just a big reward for all the effort we put on this project. So it was yeah.
Do you remember the first thing Dave said when you met him?
The first thing, yeah.
The first words.
I remember that the first thing we were walking through this big tent, and he was on the back, a bit far from us, and he saw Fabio, and the first thing he said, "Fabio, you are here." I mean, to us was funny that he knew the name, he recognized us, and I know there was a hug moment with them, with all the band. So they were really warm, and they invited us to sit on a table, and we start drinking and chatting, and he told us about how he discovered this video, and he said that a lot of people were writing messages to him that day and say, "You have to see this video, you have to see this video." But because he was busy doing something else, he thought maybe it was some YouTube video of cats and birds and that stuff. So he didn't pay attention. And in the evening, he's finally opened the video, and he saw, the tribute and the plea from Fabio, and he was really moved.
Incredible. And I assume also the audiences were moved, in the audience, and the musicians were moved back in Italy, right? When they were there.
Yeah, they were really moved. They say that it was one of the best experience in their life. So that attracted me that much, because I wanted to understand more about these people who, for example, drove miles and miles to reach Cesena. And they are expensive, and I wanted to understand what was the relationship between theirs and music, their dreams, their frustration in life. So we start talking about life, dreams, and how it's hard sometimes to get to.
And quickly, a final couple of questions. Women documentary makers in Italy, and in films and generally, did you feel you could do whatever you wanted? Did you feel intimidated or not as a woman, or was it just, it was a group effort, you know? And then were there any challenges or not?
Well, I would say that documentary in Italy, there are a lot of female directors. I'm not sure if I have an answer to that, why there are so many female directors. Maybe because documentaries took ages to found and to make, and maybe we are more patient. I don't know why, but there are a lot of female directors. To me, it was a challenge as I think it would be for any kind of filmmaker, male or female. It was a project that found me. I was inside it from the very beginning. So to me, was very natural to follow it. I wanted to do it, and you know, it's sometimes in Italy it's not easy to make movies in general. So it's a big topic. And for female is less easy, but I would say that things are changing right now. We are more conscious of what we want to do and we can do. So I'm pretty positive and confident that there will be more and more opportunities.
Fantastic. And what are your future plans?
My future plans, well, I would say that because I came from fiction, to me documentary is something that I discovered late in my academic path. And I'm writing, you know, I'm developing now. I'm writing a fiction film. I would like to direct, so it would be a first debut too. And the second documentary that I cannot talk about because it's in the very early process. So I cannot say nothing about it at the moment. And well, I mean, this year, 2020 was a very special, peculiar year. So it was good for writing because we couldn't do anything else. So I took the time to write and to read, to explore, to research. I wanted to dig deeper in some field, and music documentary will be the second. Another music documentary I will do, because music is an important part of my life. And
sure.
Yeah.
That makes sense. And is there a quote you remember? What keeps you going? What kept you going throughout the film? Is there something that kept you going, or a quote, or?
I don't know. That's a difficult question. I don't know if I have a quote that keeps me going.
Or a philosophy.
I don't know. I love first time. I think I'm a curious person. So I like to do stuff that I have never done before. So often I explore new fields. So also in the filmmaking, I don't like to stay. I don't, for example, I don't have a specific themes. I want to explore more and more and more and more. I'm a very curious and multitasking thinker. I don't know if I expressed it right, but you get it. That's so, yeah. Also, I'm a positive person, so I'm confident that after all this tremendous year, we will start more enthusiastic and thrilled to we want to work. I mean, we have a lot of to express, a lot of energy that we gain in our houses, and it will explode as soon as we can go out.
Thank you very much, Anita Rivaroli, sorry. And thanks very much for We Are the Thousand. That was a fantastic documentary, and we look forward to your future films. Anita, thanks a lot. And I will keep you posted with this.
Absolutely. Thank you.
We'll send you the links. Have a good day. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you for listening to a Fish Out of Water podcast. This is your host, Richard Lipman. Should you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, please get in touch. Sponsored by Camera Museum of London at 44 Museum Street.